Hello, welcome back to our MAT assignment video series. Today, we'll be doing basic dynamic analysis. So to take a look at the programs that we will be using today, firstly, we'll be using Apate DNS. Apate DNS allows us to spoof the DNS requests requested by the malware and to also simulate a network such that we'll be able to retrieve any networks that the malware is trying to connect to. After that, we'll be using Ragshot. Ragshot captures registry changes before and after executing the malware to check what has the malware changed in the registry. Next, we'll be using Process Monitor. Process Monitor is an application that monitors registry, file, network, and process activities happening after the malware has been executed to see what was the changes in the computer. In Process Explorer, we will be able to identify live processes, DLLs, mutexes that the malware has been input into the system. And after that, we'll be using Netcat. Netcat is a application used for port scanning and to capture any DNS responses that our request that the malware is trying to do. And lastly, we'll be using Wireshark to be able to capture network packets, open them, and to see what is being transmitted by the malware. So let's move on to our virtual machine. Okay, let's start off by opening up the programs. So first we open up Apate DNS. So as you can see, the DNS reply IP will be using our current gateway and DNS, which is 192.168.1.1. So let's start the server. Let's close that first. And let's open up Ragshot. And let's take our first shot, the shot that before the malware has been run. So we took our first shot. So let's open up Process Explorer. Process Monitor. And we clear out the filters. So all the processes are being input into the Process Monitor. Okay, let's start by, wait, we have to open up Netcat first. So let's open up Netcat. NC, which stands for Netcat, dash L, which is listen to port 80. So what this will do is that Netcat will listen to any DNS requests coming from port going in or going out from port 80. Okay, so let's start by running the malware, since this is basic dynamic analysis. So immediately off running the malware instantly creates a executable called tp.exe. For now, we will not bother about it. So let's take a second shot on our Ragshot. Hold on, it takes some time. Okay, so the second shot is done. Let us compare the difference between before and after we executed the malware. So after comparing, we see that the malware actually deleted 2 files from the registry, added a few, and deleted a few more. And you can see below it added quite a bit, and it modified quite a lot of values in the registry. This might confirm that the malware is a Trojan to modify and edit all registry values in the computer. So the total changes that the malware did was 60 of different modifying, deleting and adding of files. So let's move on to Apate DNS. Let's see whether there's anything. Oh, I actually requested for this IP address. Actually, in-addr.arpr is actually a reverse reverse IP address calling, which is trying to call for this IP address. Other than that, there's actually nothing other than this. So maybe he's trying this IP address is actually the suspect's computer, the suspect that actually compiled the malware is trying to gain the data of the the victim system. So let's check on Netcat. Netcat actually has no data, so this means that the malware is not trying to process any DNS requests to any network in this part. So let's move on to Process Explorer. There are actually no new executables created by the malware, but after some investigation, we actually found that in ctf-mount.exe, if you look at the properties and the strings, it actually edited this file to input all the different C++ code that it actually had in before when we did the static analysis. Like you see all those that we saw from bin tags, all the code we saw from bin tags in the malware is being edited into this file, this executable. Basically, there's different things such as create events, terminate processes, quit messages, loading cursors, and getting the system metrics. Different things that the malware is trying to do, but most important things that it's trying to do is to load the user's cursors and to be able to send messages to the victim's computer. So other than that, in the threads, there's nothing much other than this for the different stacks. I see this ntk rnlpa.exe. We're trying to call the different DLLs. So other than that, there's actually nothing much to see here. There's actually no mutex created by the malware as we have checked. So the malware actually just edits different registry values and edits files as well. So moving on from Process Explorer. Okay, so now we're in Process Monitor. So as you can see, there's many different files that are being executed now. So let's try to search for. So there's a filter button here to be able to filter the different things so that it is easier to see. So let's search for the process name, which is, let's put in the malware's name. Then include. So add this. So let's apply it. And let's click OK. So as you can see now, these are the processes that the malware is actually trying to run in the system. So it starts by starting the process of the malware. So after that, it creates a thread, loads many images, creates files, closes files, creates files in many different areas such as the Windows, the victim's documents and settings, the Windows System 32, closing different files, creating files. Is this, as you can see, in different parts of the system, it's just trying to mess up the entire system in terms of the files in the Windows in the System 32. My guess that he's trying to get information of the user as well, to be able to retrieve different passwords and usernames from their System 32 data. So you can see he also does some registry changes such as opening the key, changing the query value, and creating more files in the System 32 and the documents and settings. So this actually confirms our assumption that it's actually a Trojan